Welcome to the Unleashing the Champion Within podcast with your host, yours truly, Andrea Mason, your global voice. Stay tuned and get ready to listen to those as they go from victim to victorious. Hear their stories and connect with them. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another segment of Unleashing the Champion Within podcast with yours truly, your host, Andrea Mason, your global voice, alumna of Les Brown and the CEO of Press Play Plan Life According to You, LLC. Let's jump into it. I am truly excited to have my guest today, Miss Nola Johnson, aboard because her passion, her purity, and her mission and mindset truly aligns with mine. So without further ado, I'm going to turn the mic over and welcome Miss Nola Johnson. Hello, Nola. How are you doing today?
Hello, I am well. I am excited. I am thankful, and I am grateful to be able to share my journey, my story, and my experience with you today.
Yes, it's an honor and privilege to have you aboard. So before we jump into it, tell our audience a little bit about yourself and your journey thus far.
Okay, well, I am a military veteran, and I was born in Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where my journey started. I was bullied for a massive amount of time as far as in my childhood. I experienced bullying from the ages of maybe 7 or 8 all the way up through middle school, pretty much. I had experienced being spit on. I had been experienced being punched in the stomach, knocked out cold, blacked out cold by individuals. I had been jumped, things stolen, and things of that nature. As I went through my journey as an adult, I began to see that I also experienced bullying as an adult too, and this was something that I could not understand at that time. It wasn't until recently that it was revealed to me why. One, I experienced those things, and the experience also with that was given the tools to assist others. So as far as children and adults combat bullying, it is a way. There is a way. There is protection for individuals who have been bullied, and it can push you along your journey as far as your divine purpose.
Wow, absolutely. Well, first and foremost, on behalf of myself, and I'm sure our audience, thank you for your services, your sacrifice and service, not only to your country, the world, your family, but most importantly, the sacrifices you made for yourself.
Yes.
So yes, enduring bullying, it's parallel to my victim to victorious. It is in conjunction that, if we don't face our past will continue to chase us. And
Yes.
so I truly understand and can resonate my personal experiences with yours in going through the trials and tribulations and triumphs of overcoming being a bully, that mindset, that those scars, whether they're physical or, you know, subliminal, really takes a
Yes.
toll on our life as we go forward. So let's talk about a little bit of how we connected and what you saw that was in alignment with what I do as well as what you're working on upon your journey.
Yeah, so a few months ago, at our ministry, which is called the House of Remnant here in Fort Worth, I did a series on bullying. It was my first one. I hadn't talked about bullying for a long time. I wrote a few books on bullying a while back, years ago, and I never did any promotion. I never did anything like that. But last year, at the end of the year, I decided to do a series to share bullying. In fact, it was during Bullying Awareness Month.
Mhm.
And as I began to dive in, it was like old wounds, old things began to pop up. Right. And so, what I wanted to do was number one, at that time, I wanted to share with the individuals in our ministry what bullying was, what it causes, the anxiety it causes, the different physical things it causes, the different emotional things it causes. And I wanted to shed light on that. And I wanted the children to be equipped with the tools, but I also wanted the adults to be equipped with the tools as well. So I did that maybe in September or October, and then moving forward for this year, I decided I'm going to elaborate on the bullying series a little bit more, and I'm going to go into the mental health side of things, right? So I decided to call this Mental Health Matters, and that is a series that I'm getting ready to do. My first installment would be this Sunday. So what I found out, and what was really amazing with diving deep into bullying, not only the physical trauma that it causes, the mental trauma, but the emotional trauma that I found that it caused in my life with being bullied, right? There's, according to research, bullying has the same effects as any childhood trauma, whether that's maybe on a sexual level, on a physical level. Bullying has the same type of trauma, which is insomnia, PTSD, anxiety, nightmares, things of that nature. It's just that bullying, many people consider it, oh, somebody's picking on you at school, you can get over it. But they are unaware of the mental and the emotional effects that it causes. And with that, it also can cause your delay in moving in your divine purpose. With anxiety comes imaginations. Imaginations is what dictates our reality. And with that, we have two opportunities. We can go on the imagination with which goes into our divine purpose, our vision, the things that the Most High God Creator has instilled in us, or we can believe the lies that bullying taught us, that we're not good enough, that we aren't pretty enough, that we aren't this enough or that enough. And in my experience, that's the journey that I went on. And it caused, I believe it caused a delay in what my divine purpose was. I think maybe I could have began to reach it a little sooner than I did. But I believe that this is the time, and everything works out for a reason. And maybe there are some things that I needed to learn, and this is what it is. Your experience and the things that you experience, it can create your reality by the imaginations that it brings. And that is what anxiety brings. It brings imaginations, it brings worry about things that aren't even existing. And so I went on that healing journey and decided, I'm going to change my reality, and I'm going to instill in my mind things that are pure, things that are lovely, things that are trustworthy, and things that are of good report. And I'm going to continue to go on that side and see what it brings me down, what road it brings me down.
Absolutely. Excellent.
Mhm.
So, having said that, let's tap into briefly a little bit of what was the aha or unleashing the champion within moment that you endured and experienced. Kindly share that with the audience.
I would say it was this passage. It's this passage in the good book, and it says, "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty in God for the pulling down of strongholds, casting down every imagination and every high thought that exalts itself against the knowledge of God." That scripture stood out to me very much so because, for one, I didn't understand what that scripture meant per se. When I knew that imaginations is something in the mind, okay, casting down imagination, what does that look like? What does casting down the imagination looks like? Well, what it looks like and what was revealed to me is the imaginations, like I said before, the imaginations that come in my mind and in our mind are either good report or either bad, right? And we can decide which imagination we're going to begin to choose. That was my aha moment. How I'm going to beat this anxiety that was brought on to me by my childhood experiences is to change the way that I'm seeing things. One, to cast down any imagination that is not of high frequency, that is not of love, that is not of that, and think on better things. And it will begin to change. And it did, and it has began to change my reality. And this is why I believe this was the aha moment. The aha moment was anything that happens in our childhood has the possibility to affect our divine purpose. Like I said, it can delay it. If the Most High has something for us, we can get to it, but it could delay it. And I believe that what I experienced was something that delayed me getting to my divine purpose based off of the imaginations that were given to me without my permission. It was given to me not being good enough, me not being pretty enough, not being smart enough. These were ideas and imaginations and thoughts that were given to me that weren't true. And it came out of my childhood trauma, which was bullying. And the aha moment is none of that is true. And I have the opportunity and the possibility to cast it down, grab whatever that thought is that is not true, grab it, cast it down, throw it in the trash, and focus on what the Most High God Creator has in store for me as I walk this earth.
Excellent. Very powerful. So turning your pain into purpose. I love it.
Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
And you have done that. You have done that thus far with your ministry, with your message, and now fulfilling your mission.
Yes.
So, having done that and explored and evolved, Nola, what can we expect from you now as the next project in your vision, in your path, in your journey? What is next in store for you?
Ooh, that's a very good question.
Mhm.
I I expect to share these tools
Mhm.
with number one with children for sure, because I want to let children know that if they're being bullied, one, you are enough, you are good enough, and maybe the possibility, the reason why you're being bullied is because you are a powerful being. And that was another aha moment for
Mhm.
me.
Right.
The aha moment was, why did I experience this as a child? What was the reason? And now it makes sense that I have been brought here for a divine purpose to equip individuals with the tools that they need to know and understand that, yes, they have the power to protect themselves under the power of the Most High God, Creator. You have all power. You have the power to protect yourselves, to protect your mind, to protect your heart. And these experiences can possibly be the beginning, the start, the battleground, the boot camp for your divine purpose.
And absolutely, that we are all what we lose or what we learn will be lessons that we can carry the legacy on to others, especially the future
Absolutely.
generations and youth.
Yes.
Excellent, excellent. Well, we look forward to that. And what would you say connect our connection right now? What would you say is one of the takeaways since, our connection and going forward?
Definitely the motivation to keep moving, like I'm on the right path and I'm going in the right direction. I think when I looked over your website and I looked at the things that you were doing, and when we had the chance to speak, a lot of things definitely resonated with me. Your story of coming to this country and
Mhm.
being an orphan and being someone who was new to this environment and experiencing the things that you experience and seeing you now
Mhm.
at your divine purpose, moving on your divine path, right?
Mhm.
It is exactly what I'm seeing. It is exactly what I was saying in regards to things that you experience. It
Mhm.
leads you to that path to your divine purpose on this earth. So that's definitely the takeaway. I definitely resonated, and I was definitely looking forward to talking to you again.
Excellent. Well, it's
Mhm.
truly grateful. I'm honored and privileged to have this connection.
Yes.
So, is there anything that final thoughts or call to action figures or something that you want to share with our audience where they can find you? Again, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, all guests' information will be included in the show notes and links as well.
Yes. So again, my name is Nola Johnson. I am in the Fort Worth, Texas area. If you are here, please feel free to visit our ministry. We are called the House of Remnant. We are the remains of what was and the seeds of what will be. We are the individuals that are here to one, move into our divine purpose and establish, maintain, strengthen, and grow our relationship with the Most High God Creator.
Excellent. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you know how I selected those on this podcast, and I'm truly grateful and honored to have Miss Nola Johnson aboard. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And this concludes another segment of Unleashing the Champion Within podcast with your host, Andrea Mason, your first choice, your global voice, who went victim to victorious, alumna of Les Brown, and the CEO of Press Play, Plan Life According to You, LLC. Stay tuned for our next segment, and we'll see you real soon. Be well. Thank you.